Welcome back, YouTube. So this is my brother SE725 embroidery and sewing machine. So I did a video earlier about the sewing. We did some test samples. We're still going to use this as test sample. So now we're going to do the embroidery part, which includes this piece and includes these two pieces. So as you can see, my machine is ready. It's set up. Move it a little bit for you guys. Now when you go to put your embroidery, I think you want to call it arm on, you always and you must turn your machine off. If you take this off and put this in, the machine will turn itself off. So I'm going to put this down. Now with this, it just slides right off. There's a little thingy here, and it just clips into here. Now before I get too crazy, you have to change your foot. This is the screwdriver came with, so that's what I'm going to use. This is your embroidery foot. It says G. Right there. G. Or Q. Q. Wow. I think I've been saying G this whole time. My bad. So Q. Q is your embroidery foot. I wonder if I have the piece of paper that shows you all the attachments that it comes with. Yes. This is the paper with all the attachments that it comes with. So we are going to look at number 8, which yes, it is Q, number 8, Q. And this is a list of everything, so you want to find number 8. If you guys can see it, embroidery foot. So, now that we found Q, we must install our embroidery foot. Now this is just a basic, that's just a basic flathead screw. That's all it is. You might have to lift the foot up a little more just to get your foot out. I don't see where this one says it's labeled. It doesn't say N, but you can tell by looking at it, it's your basic standard foot. Now most machines have this line in the middle, like this machine does, but again, this is also an older machine. So every machine is going to be different. So let me put this down somewhere where I won't lose it. Now when you put the pressure foot in, this piece is going to hit on this piece to kind of like make everything move. This is what the embroidery foot does. This is your, I almost called it a flywheel. Wow. It could be like a flywheel, but this is your hand wheel, same thing as the other machine. I need to adjust this so you're not getting so much of the other machine. Okay. Alright, so now we need to put this in. This can be a bit of a pain in the butt. The few times I've done it was a pain in the butt. You have to like adjust this and everything. But once you get the hang of it, you should be fine. Alright, so it took a little finagling, but I got it. Oops, no, I don't got it. Alright, I think now I got it. Yep. Now I got it. Now, when you're putting on your presser foot, you want to be very careful to not bend your needle, because if you bend your needle, it will ruin the guide plate and everything underneath the guide plate. Wow. You can go ahead and insert your embroidery arm. Alright, so I'm gonna move this one out of the way. I don't know, did I show you guys what's in the pocket? So in this one, I just have like extra needles and stuff. When I'm not using the presser foot, it should really go in here. Now this is heavy. It is computerized because there's the connection for it right there. And as you can see, do not move this part with your hand at all. This is where your embroidery plate or hoop will connect to. This can be a bit of pain in the butt to put in, but once you learn how to use it, it won't be as bad as you think. Now I did use this earlier today. I made a sign for my mother because, you know, I need to learn how to use the embroidery part of this machine. So this machine, just take it and just slide it in. That is it. Turn it on. And remember, you can turn the startup screen off. You don't have to leave the startup screen on. So while that's doing its thing, let's get our hoop ready with the fabric. This is your screw. This is your top. There's arrows there. Down here is a line. So you just have to remember the two arrows that go together is your top. It's kind of hard to see on the camera. So we're going to take and just unscrew it. Pop this out. So this is your bottom part. And yes, this does become a pain in the butt. I learned how to, when you got your fabric on, you got to kind of open this, put the other loop on. So I'm going to just use my lap for right now. Let me get a good piece. Now, this doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be straight. This is just for demonstration purposes only. Now, this screen, I don't know if you can see it, there's a big yellow light here. It says, remove the embroidery frame. The carriage of the embroidery unit will move. Keep your hands, etc. away from the carriage. So this is called a carriage. Okay. It will do its own thing. You heard it. You probably saw it. It'll probably do its own thing. Now, I'm not going to do anything too crazy. Okay, so where's that down there? Alright. Alright, so now I got my fabric in there. You want to tighten this a little bit. Now you should really have some interfacing. I have a whole bag of interfacing. If I can grab it. Alright. I have a whole bag of interfacing. Whoops, I mean that hit the camera. And interfacing comes in white and black. That's what it looks like. It feels weird. They have iron-on and they have just basic stuff that you can just use. So this stuff you buy right at Joann's. So it's, you know, it's a good idea. So if you do any kind of project, you want to do some interfacing. So we are just doing the double fabric for demonstration purposes only. Now when you have this, you just want to gently hold this frame and pull all the way around your frame. Remember, this is your top, this is your bottom. Alright, best remember that this is the bottom, this is the top of your machine. And the way this is, I mean not your machine, your hoop, the way it's designed, how it goes down. Alright, so let me go ahead and just pull this a little bit. If you pull too hard, you will pop this inner loop out of the bottom loop. So you don't want to pull too hard where it comes apart. Then you have to redo your loop again. Alright, so guys, make sure your foot's up at the highest position. Put it flat in the machine and slide. Alright, it's not done yet. Flip up this piece of fabric and you just line the holes up and push down. Like I said, it can be a bit of a pain in the butt. Now, when you are doing this, you want to make sure that your fabric doesn't get underneath and get sewed into what you are going to embroider. Alright, so on the screen, I know you guys really can't see it, I'm sorry. This is your main screen. So here, which I didn't think we really had shapes. So we have shapes. Of course, you really can't see it. I'm terribly sorry about that. That's also my fault. So I'm just going to pick probably something very basic, but something that won't take too long. So, you know, let's do a letter. Let's do 2 letters. Let's write high. So we need an H and then an I. Now this gets into some deep detailing. This will have to probably be another video because I don't feel like moving you guys around and adjusting the camera multiple times. So I guess you could say this will be a part 2. I probably want to make today, because I have a video I have to upload from yesterday and then these 2 videos for today. By the way, before I forget, today is January 11th. Yesterday was January 10th. So we're just going to write hi. I don't know if you can do an exclamation point or anything. No. Okay. Oh wait, I think you can. There's a whole bunch of symbols. Cool. Right now it's set up to embroider, but this is red, so you can't embroider anything. Put your presser foot down. This will take 3 minutes. It'll take 1,289 stitches. It keeps track of your stitch count. You see how this is green? Push it. Presser foot's in my hand, so it will do it by itself. You don't have to do anything. I don't know if you can do it with this unplugged, but you don't have to use this for it to embroider. It does its own thing. I did pick this up off the floor just so I wouldn't accidentally step on it. On the screen, there's a little plus sign. It's showing what part of the H it is doing now, which is cool. It shows you where it's at with the letter. Before I forget why this is doing is, if you ever needed to stop embroidering something, you can hit that green button and it will stop automatically. I just want to throw that out there so you guys don't forget. Alright, now it's done with the H. We'll move on to the I. And that's just an outline for the letter I. I know you really can't see it on the camera or with this light. to turn on to my light in here. I don't know if you can hear me over the embroidery machine. If you can't, I'm very sorry. I do have a fan on because it is very warm in this room, especially when the furnace turns on. Alright, it's done with the eye. Now we're doing an exclamation point. Alright, and it's done. Now I'm going to leave that on because I want to see if I can do a heart shape. Oh, they all got different kinds. Look at that. Wow. A basic heart shape design around my machine, around my high. I'm going to start off in the corner, see what that does. Now this is my first time using this design, so let's see how it looks. Oops, go right up into the exclamation point. That's alright. You can change the font, so if you want to do something different, you absolutely can. It doesn't have to be this big or this crazy. Alright. I just did the heart design because I was just curious to see what it would do. So let's take this off. Like I said, this can be a bit pain in the butt, but once you get the hang of it, you're good. So this is our high with the heart design. As you can see, it goes through the H and the exclamation point. If you would change this font, this is a large, by the way. This font, there is also a small and medium. If you did maybe a small medium, it would fit just great inside of this heart. That's actually really neat. So anyway, this is the embroidery machine. I think it's really cool. It's really neat. Let me take the work out of this hoop. Put it together. Now you want to make this too tight, but you have to make it snug. It also comes with this. This is your guide. These points is where the needle will go, or where the needle will start. So if you ever want to work on something more complicated, you can just line it up and like that. Now, there's a little notch here and at the bottom. Those notches go right in there. I don't know if you can see that. There's a little, that notch. There's one at the top, one at the bottom. That's what these are for. This is just so you can take this off of this when you're doing your work. So you have this on, you want to get it off because you can't. That's what this loop is for. Alright? You can buy bigger embroidery hoops for this machine, but they are sold separately. So let's look at the back of it. Again, this has a white threaded bobbin in it. So this is what the back will look like. You can see the white and then the H and the I and the exclamation point and in the heart. And this is what the front looks like. Like I said, this is just for test purposes only. This is not something I'm selling. It's not something I'm giving you. You know, just so you guys can understand how this machine works and how to operate it. I will definitely do an up close of this screen because there is really a lot in the embroidery setting. There's more in the embroidery part than there is the sewing machine part. So, with that being said, I want to thank you guys for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.